Hey guys, it's time for another unboxing video. Now, I recently put out a post about these two Supras on my Instagram. So this is the Hot Wheels Supra, the Fast and Furious, and the other one is the Pandem Mk5 Supra by Mini GT. Both done up in orange, both look really good. And in that caption, I said that the sun is about to set on the reign of the Mk5 Supra because it's already time for the Mark 6. The buzz has already started. So the Mark 6 may not have BMW collaboration with it. If you remember, for the Mark 5, Toyota collaborated with BMW. The Z4 was another vehicle that was built on the similar platform using similar engine specs, all of that. So the Mark 5 Supra, obviously a lot more successful. It already made a big splash on the scene, both in terms of JDM, global. Now, coincidentally, while I was shooting this box arrived, and this post is already up. So if you haven't checked it already, check it up on my Instagram. It's Rohit_Paratkar. The spelling is down below. But this is what I have got now. This is going to be another 1:64. Let's cut the bubble wrap open. This is not a Mini GT. This is going to be a Tarmac Works. And this is the first Tarmac Works model that I have. So it's a part of their Road 64 series. They also do the Hobby 64. They do the Global 64. The acrylic box has an unfortunate crack on it. But one thing that I really like with what Tarmac Works does now, like I said, this is my first one, but I've seen quite a few at toy stores. And one thing that I like is some of their packaging comes with these kind of backdrops that you see right behind. You see that shutter, you see those cables, and you see a bit of the road on where the car is parked. It's got that 3D divider or brick kind of element on it. So that is what it looks like. It's printed right here. So you can use that as a quick backdrop for whenever you want to take some videos, photos, etc. So let's get that out of the way. Now inside is going to be a small card. It tells you what is the chassis number for this particular scale model. This certifies that this is a 1:64 scale model and it's a limited production model, and you are now part of our model car revolution. It's a Toyota Supra in the color red, and the number is going to be 1829. Now they say it's a limited run. How many have they made? Is it written anywhere? But this is a part of their Tarmac for Good initiative, which means that $1 Hong Kong goes to this initiative. It's some kind of a charity that they do, which is good. And now let's come back to the car. So that is the red color Supra that we see here. Now let's open it up. There. It has been screwed onto this panel. So this is the car. So what generation is it? Well, this is the A70. So that makes it the predecessor to the Mk4 Supra that we all like. The legend, the absolute legend. That's the Mk4 Supra, and this is the third generation. Now, let's take a look at the details. I think they've very nicely done the front number plate. It's a Japanese plate that you see, and it's put on the side. Yeah. So why is that? I'm going to come to that in a bit. I'm going to give you a little bit more info on that. Now, if we take a look at the side profile of the car, it says 3.0 GT Turbo A. So this essentially points to the 3-liter inline-6 turbocharged engine under the hood. Now, the standard third generation Supra, it used a 2.5-liter inline-6. This one uses the 3-liter, and the turbocharger has been upgraded as well. So basically, back in the 80s, the third generation of the Supra, it entered Group A racing, and they had to create the homologation spec vehicle. So they produced 500 of these Turbo A models. Only 500 of them exist in the whole world. I don't know how many are still alive. Some, I'm sure, are museum pieces. Some are probably destroyed. But yeah, 500 were made in all. And the turbocharged engine, it put out about 270 horsepower. Now, no opening parts on this one, but I believe the third generation Supra is where the Targa top came into being for the Supra. So you all know that on the Mark 4 as well, we've seen it in the movie as well, Fast and Furious, it is a Targa top. It is a removable top, and that started for the Supra with the third generation model. Now, if we look at the rear, again, that typical late 80s, 90s styling is what we see, especially with the tail lights. That little spoiler also looking quite good, and that's my kid who is now bombing the frame. Anyway, you also see the rear wiper, the defogger elements, all of that is quite nicely done. And even the wheels, again, very nicely done. Now, if we take a look on the inside, you will see that it has red seats, racing seat belts, because this was a homologation spec model. Now let's talk about the registration plate. Why is the registration plate on the side? Now, if you look at any other third generation of the Supra, the registration plate has always been in the center, right below this logo, where you see these three vents. On this car, however, with that upgraded engine, with the upgraded turbocharger, what you see here, the three vents, they are called the turbo duct. That's for the turbocharger, the venting for the turbocharger. And which is why the registration plate sits on the side. And full marks to Tarmac Works for doing a nice Japanese style registration plate on it. I think it looks really good. And because this is Japanese, again, the other detail that you see is that it is a right-hand drive model that they have provided here. Now, other interesting bit, Tarmac has done about 9 variations of this car. 9. But this is the only one that is available in a pure color, because all the other 8 variations are either race cars, pace cars, or even a police car. Like I said, this was a Group A race car, which is why most of the iterations that they've done are from the racing history of the Mark III or the A70 Supra. And this is the only one that you can get in a pure color. And I'm glad that I got my hands on it. I think it's very nicely done. Now, like I also told you, this is my first Tarmac Works model that I've picked up. I think the detailing is pretty good. Some of the other models that I've seen in the stores or maybe with some friends of mine, the detailing probably did not look that great to me. But this one, I quite like it. I think it is right up there with the Mini GTs and the pop races of the world. And if it had some opening parts, especially if we could show off that, the turbocharged 270 horsepower engine, I think that would have been nice. I think that engine was called the 7M GTE, if I'm not wrong. And if this scale model showed off that engine as well, I think that would have been really nice. But I quite like how they have done the A-pillars, how sleek all of this is. And I like all the detailing that they've done on the hood for the headlights, etc. These had pop-up headlights, of course. And even the fog lamp elements are very nicely done. And that registration plate, I am absolutely in love with. The detailing of the wheels is quite nice too, but the wheels don't roll. So even if we were to take it off this particular panel, it's not going to be free rolling like the other two vehicles. So I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to let it be on this panel, and it's going to go back into that acrylic box. But I think the detailing overall very nicely done. The lines of the vehicle quite nicely replicated on this tiny 1:64. And even if it's a 1:64, the proportions just look absolutely correct. So period correct paint, not too metallic, not too much glint, and period correct styling, of course, with that registration plate. I just keep coming back to that. And I think I'm pretty glad with the first Tarmac Works purchase that I have made. I'm sure a lot of you already own a lot of Tarmac Works models, and let me know what are your absolute must-buys as a recommendation that you should get from Tarmac Works. And I'm pretty impressed with the first one that I have picked up so far. So now we have the third generation, the fourth generation, and the fifth generation. I want to obviously pick up a second generation as well. What would be your recommendation? Which one should I look at? I mean, which scale model manufacturer or brand should I look at to pick up a second generation one? I think I already have a Hot Wheels second generation model, so maybe I might just add that, but the detailing is not going to be as nice as any of this. But we already have the Mark 4 in Hot Wheels, we have the Mark 5 in Mini GT, Mark 3 now in Tarmac Works, maybe the Mark 2 can be a Hot Wheels. Let's see, I'm going to decide on that, but I quite like this particular model. If you have any other iterations of the Mark 3 Supra from Tarmac Works or from the others, just let me know what they are and what are your thoughts on those. Thank you so much for watching this video. Until the next one, take care and drive safe.